Hello everyone, it's Hannah from Story Kids. Welcome back. I am so happy to have you here. Now, you might remember that our last video was celebrating a surprise snow in the middle of May, and I filmed that only about a week ago. Well, today it's 80 degrees. The weather is just bringing all sorts of fun surprises for us this month, huh? So I'm celebrating. I'm wearing my nice flower dress and a t-shirt and some flip-flops, although you can't see those, and enjoying this beautiful, very warm weather. So if you didn't see our last episode where we celebrated that snow that I mentioned, I read to you Stranger in the Woods, which is one of my favorite books, and you can find that episode and lots of other episodes that I filmed right down below this video, as well as exciting announcement, the link to our brand new Story Kids Facebook page. So if you haven't already, you can go ahead or ask your parents to. You can ask your parents to like the Facebook page, or if not like it, at least check it out, because on that Facebook page there will be an announcement posted every time a new story is uploaded just for you. So with that in mind, let's jump into today's story, which I hope will give you a fun little ending that will remind you of this nice warm springtime, summertime maybe weather. And that is The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. This is by Eugene Trivizas and Helen Oxenbury. Now you might be saying to yourself, wait a second, The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig? That's interesting. That's not the story I usually know, huh? Well, snow when 80 degrees isn't usually the story we know with May, right? But here we are anyway, so I decided it would be fun to mix it up a little bit and read you this fun book. Now, you might remember from our The Grouchy Ladybug video, and if you haven't seen that one, it's down below as well. You can find the link to that. If you haven't seen that video, you might have known that I got a couple of books from a friend and a neighbor of mine to read to you guys. So this is another book of theirs that they loaned to me. So I wanted to say thank you once again to my friend and neighbor. You know who you are. Thank you for lending me some books for Story Kids. I hope you all enjoy them as much as I do. So with that having been said, let's jump right into The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. So you can see the name of the author and the illustrator right there. And you notice these illustrations, I think, they look like drawings to me. I think they look pretty cool. And I know illustrations are something we talk about a lot here on Story Kids. Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, there were three cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, the second was gray, and the third was white. One day, the mother called the three little wolves around her, and she said, "My children, it is time for you to go out into the world. Go and build a house for yourselves, but beware of the big, bad pig." "Don't worry, Mother, we will watch out for him," said the three little wolves, and they set off. Do you hear everyone playing outside? Maybe you can go ahead and take some time to play outside today while we have this weather as well. I think I will also. Okay, let's continue with the story. Sorry for the interruption. Soon, they met a kangaroo who was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please, will you give us some of your bricks?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the kangaroo, and she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of bricks. Do you know where kangaroos usually come from? Australia. That's right. That was a very bad Australian accent on my part, but I did my best, and that's all that matters. Okay, so house number one, a house of bricks. The very next day, The big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the three wolves had built. The three little wolves were playing croquet in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside the house and locked the door. Have you ever played croquet? Croquet is a good game to play in the spring and summer. It's very fun. And you can probably make it with things you find at your house. It's sort of like golf, except you hit the little balls through hoops instead of into holes. Okay, so the wolves are playing croquet. The pig knocked on the door and grunted, little wolves, let me in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. I guess the wolves were smart. They started with bricks. Bricks don't fall down so easily. Let's see what the pig will do. Oh, but the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his sledgehammer, and he knocked the house down. The three little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled, and they were very frightened indeed. I hope you can see the pictures all right. It's very sunny out here. I think they look okay. "We shall have to build a stronger house," they said. Just then, they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. "Please, will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the beaver, and he gave them buckets and buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So, the three little wolves built themselves a house of concrete. No sooner had they finished than the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of concrete that the little wolves had built. They were playing battledore and shuttlecock in the garden, and when they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house and shut the door. That's a big bad pig. Dun dun dun. The pig rang the bell and said, "Little frightened wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his pneumatic drill and smashed the house down. The three little wolves managed to escape, but their chins were trembling and trembling and trembling. These poor wolves, they've been through a lot, huh? "We shall build an even stronger house," they said, because they were very determined. Just then, they saw a truck coming along the road carrying barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. That's convenient. "Please, will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars and armor plates, and some heavy metal padlocks?" they said to the rhinoceros who was driving the truck. "Sure," said the rhinoceros, and he gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains, because he was a generous and kind-hearted rhinoceros. That's so nice of him. Let's all aspire to be like that rhinoceros. So, the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt absolutely safe. The next day, the big bad pig came prowling along the road as usual. Oh, there were some clouds. The three little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. When they saw the big bad pigs coming, they ran inside their house, bolted the door, and locked all 37 padlocks. The pig dialed the video entrance phone and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins, let me come in!" Oh my goodness. "No, no, no," said the little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He brought some dynamite, laid it against the house, lit the fuse, and before we get to the next page, I want to tell you guys, please don't play with stuff like the pig is. Don't play with dynamite or drills or any of the other things that the pig used. They're very dangerous and they're not very nice to our friends. Well, the house blew up. The three little wolves just managed to escape with their fluffy tails scorched. Oh my goodness gracious. I hope this book has a happy ending. Something must be wrong with our building materials, they said. We have to try something different. But what? At that moment, they saw a flamingo coming along, pushing a wheelbarrow of flowers. "Please, will you give us some flowers?" asked the little wolves. "With pleasure," said the flamingo, and he gave them lots of flowers. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. Flowers? That doesn't seem like a very strong building material. I wonder why they're building a house of flowers. It does look pretty though. And look, it matches my dress, sort of. One wall was made of marigolds, one of daffodils, one of pink roses, and one of cherry blossoms. The ceiling was made of sunflowers, and the floor was a carpet of daisies. They had water lilies in their bathtub and buttercups in their refrigerator. It was a rather fragile house, and it swayed in the wind, but it was very beautiful. Next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of flowers that the three little wolves had built. He rang the bluebell at the door and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. But as he took a deep breath, ready to huff and puff, he smelled the soft scent of the flowers. It was fantastic. And because the scent was so lovely, the pig took another breath and then another. Instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. Can't you just smell the flowers? He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. His heart grew tender and he realized how horrible he had been. Right then he decided to become a big, good pig. He started to sing and to dance the tarantella. What a change of heart our friend the pig had. At first, the three little wolves were a bit worried. It might be a trick. But soon they realized that the pig had truly changed, so they came running out of the house. They started playing games with him. First they played Pig Pog, and then Piggy in the middle. And when they were all tired, they invited him into the house. And he didn't even have to threaten them. And they didn't even have to lose any tea from their teapot. What a great friendship. They offered him tea, there you go, and strawberries and wolfberries, and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. The pig accepted, and they all lived happily together ever after. The end. Look at all those china teapots, huh? And there's some cool art on the back as well from earlier in the story. So, that was The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. What did you think about it? Did it change your mind about that age-old story, the three little pigs and their big bad wolf? Maybe our enemies aren't always who they seem to be, or maybe people we think are enemies aren't enemies at all if we can turn them into our friends. I think this book taught me a couple things. First of all, it taught me that flowers fix lots of problems. Obviously, I already know that. But if you see any flowers, you can smell them and you can enjoy them, especially on days like today when the weather is beautiful. But more importantly, it also taught me that you can find friends in lots of different places, even places you didn't expect. So maybe if you're kind to them, they'll be kind to you, and then you can all live happily together ever after, just like in the book. I would like to remind you of a couple things before I end this video. First of all, as I mentioned, you can look at all the other videos of Story Kids ever down below, and also take a look at our new Facebook page, or ask your parents to. Of course, there's completely no pressure. I totally understand. It's just a feature if you would like to get notified when I post a new video. And secondly, more important, be sure to have fun and enjoy this beautiful weather, especially now since it's May. It's going to be June soon. It's going to be summer, and you can still have some summer fun even if you're at your house. So, dress properly, put on sunscreen if you need it. Please, please, please hydrate and have lots of water, especially once it starts getting warmer. But most importantly, have fun, play with your family, play with your siblings if you have them. And keep your friends in the back of your mind. Talk to them on the phone maybe, email them, read some stories together over FaceTime. And think about the three little wolves and the big bad pig, and how bad situations can be good if we try to make them that way. So take advantage of what might seem like a bad situation of being home and turn it into a great one, just like the wolves and the big bad pig did. So that was the 3 Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope I can post some more stories for you very soon. I finished my tests for the year, so I am all yours except for the homework that I have to do. But until next time, that was, as I just mentioned, the 3 Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig, and I'm Hannah from Story Kids. Until next time, keep on reading, everybody. Bye-bye.